back, everybody. What's up, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America?
Planet Earth.
Welcome back to another edition. I almost said fuck this fucking game, but it's not. Bar-jutsu Live. I am Jim. With me is the greatest crew anybody could ever ask for that doesn't get paid for shit. Starting on the middle of your screen, the beautiful, the sexy. Are you wearing an undershirt?
No.
I know, because your nipples are sticking out like it's cold outside. Mr. Valance from DidIt.com. What's up, dude?
What's up, people?
Welcome back. I'm excited to have you here.
Been a while.
It has been a minute. And to his immediate right, the dead center of our screen, the lovely, the talented, the beautiful, the sexy, the vivacious, the slightly less sweaty, because it's only like 65 degrees out.
So nice.
Amanda Nene, what's up, girl? Next to her, the beautiful, the less shinier, the exotic, leather-wearing, dude fucking up, Layla Paige. You got your shit kickers on. You like stomping some nuts. And then Aaron Romeo. All right, so everybody get back to that. The man who needs no introduction, yet we give it to him every fucking week. The man who's masturbated so many times that he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for most mutilated penis. Mr. GothHop Aaron Romeo. Where did I come from? I do not pre-run. I swear, I don't. It's just, I look at him and I'm like, fuck up. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Bar-jutsu Live, Tuesday night at Scarpaci's. Remember to tip your bartender, too.
Love it. Every week, tip your bartender. Guys, before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. I want to thank everybody at the lovely Iron City Brewery, the Pittsburgh Brewing Company out there in Creighton, PA. We love you, your Icy Light, your Iron City, and your Icy Light Mango, my personal favorite. Shout out to Meineke Car Care. If you're experiencing any technical difficulties in your vehicle, make sure that you give Meineke Mike a call. He's out there in the Pleasant Hills section. Or if you want to give good old Bruno out there in the Castle Shannon a shout out, they'll tell you what's wrong with your car. They'll tell you if you're a fuck up because you didn't get it. The PMs on it, that's preventative maintenance, as I spit all over the place. They'll tell you what's wrong with it, and they ain't going to fix it until you give them the go-ahead. They got decent rates, and if you can't afford it, they got this nice little pay-as-you-go, like this credit card thing, up to like $5,000. It's fucking awesome. I love it. Meineke, we love you. You're the best. We got a new sponsor. We also have Fista Productions. They're the old sponsor. They're putting out some fabulous retro gaming. They got the horror games like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Michael Myers, that's Halloween, and the Candyman series. So check them out if you like retro gaming. Also, if you do like retro gaming,
Wait, are they old style video games?
they are. They're the cartridges.
Old
They, you like if you buy the cartridge and you put it in the game system, and it's
You have to blow on it?
no. Eventually, that's the best part. The best part is
Or rubbing alcohol.
rubbing alcohol used to be good, but yeah, they make retro games for the Nintendo. They have Carpet Shark. They have an arm wrestling championship featuring myself as a character.
You wouldn't win. Your arms are too little.
See, this is why we're looking for a new co-host for the show.
Yeah, baby.
You whatever. She told you to say that. It's not funny. I take pride in my shoulders. They look small, right? So what? And then we have a new sponsor, KMC Firearms. Very excited. Check out their Facebook page. They are working on their website right now. But give them a shout out if you're looking for some guns. If you want to shoot some shit. If you just want to sit at home and you just have a gun and you're like, listen, this is what I do on a Saturday night because I have no life. I sit here, I'm naked, I oil my gun, oil my penis, and purchase a gun. And you look cool. You sit there. I like dudes that are like, yeah, I'm like the comedian. I'll sit at home, my cigar and my robe just open up, my nuts hanging out, and my fucking 45 on my side. I love it.
I think that's paranoia. That's what that is.
A little bit of paranoia, but you know what? It is America. Hashtag America. So check out KMC Firearms. We're very excited to have them as part of the team. And then, of course, Butterfly Bartending. We want to give a big shout out to Danielle. She's not with us tonight. We love you. We miss you. You are the best. I am dying to have a fucking shot of the week.
A blue drink.
Her blue drink. Where's her blue drink? I'm sorry.
Not sorry about it.
Anyways, Aaron Romeo, let's take it to you. What's in the news? You greasy-headed piece of fucking shit.
But he got a haircut.
He did get a haircut. He's all shiny.
So,
I love you. I love you. What's in the news?
The natural grease. But, yes, the north side, there was a grandmother charged with toddler's death.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
3-year-old?
Yeah,
Beat the shit out of the kid, right?
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, that's the old school discipline, but too much. I mean, that's just like overblown.
I like how you initially just
Wait, how old was she?
the grandmother's 50, like 3,
Yeah.
56, something like that.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, I used to get proud of him as a kid.
So she's like one of the
Gen
hands of
X.
like
She's
old school discipline.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I used to get proud of him.
But they said that the witnesses saw that her beat the shit out of this
Yeah.
kid, like to a pulp.
Ugh.
So
That's ridiculous.
fucked
People
up.
make me sick.
It does. It makes me
They
fucking
should be
disgusted.
publicly stoned.
They should be. They should be. They should get exactly what they did to the victim. That should be what happens. What else is going on? You're doing fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. RFK Jr. sponsoring Trump.
Is he sponsoring or is he endorsing?
Endorsing him. That's what I mean.
Wait, who?
Sponsor endorsing RFK.
Is
Jr. He basically quit his campaign.
Right.
He figures.
He suspended his campaign. Yet they refused to remove his name off of certain ballots.
He's like, you could still vote for me.
I did it for the nation. I was just gonna say, what's wrong with his voice? He's like,
it's the worms is right.
yeah, he did. He said something about he had worms in his brain,
Yeah.
and he has an obsession with like roadkill.
Yeah.
You say you get the worms in the brain.
He heard. There was a story. He heard that was a. He heard that there was a dead whale that washed up on shore, and he was like, "Come on, kids, let's go!" And he had all the kids jump into the car, and they drove down there, and he like started chainsawing it up and like strapping it to the car.
Did you hear about the deer? The roadkill deer?
No,
Either he killed it, either he hit a deer, or just saw somebody who just recently hit a deer. But like they were still on the roads. He like drug it off the road. He's like, but now what should I do with it?
yeah.
So he just put it in his fucking car.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, he has an obsession with it. Just like, what, 20? What am I? I'm old. Just saying. Almost 30 years ago, there was a guy in Bethel Park. He found a deer. I'll never forget this because I know the house. I drive by the house. I'm like, deer fucker. But he was driving home one day. Oh yeah, he was driving home and he saw this deer. This got hit by a car, and he was like, "So there's no way you can say no." So he put the deer in his car and he kept it in his bathroom, his toilet, or not his toilet. He kept it in the bathtub. Fuck it.
You're lying.
Swear to God. Swear to Santa. Swear to God.
The kid that flicks his dog.
Oh, that's crazy. But this thing was dead. It was a dead deer, and he used to fuck the deer, and then he got caught.
Where does he live?
It's right on Connor Road. The house is on Connor Road in Bethel Park, and I'm sure right now if he's watching this, what are the chances? We have one guy watching. He's like, "Oh no, the deer story! I fucked the deer."
That's a good idea.
That is a true story.
How do we know it's true?
It is true because he went to jail for it. It was on the news.
There's a guy more recently who was on the news a few years ago. He was in jail for a while for fucking a deer like on the side of a road.
Yeah.
I think there was a dildo involved too.
Start doing that.
You huck two on that shit. You just got it out. I knew eventually we would get a chance to use that into the show to work its way into it. Huck two.
Well done.
Yeah, like how does that become a thing? Like
What?
I'll never understand fucking animals.
I don't know, Aaron.
Because they don't They're just you don't have to like permit them after maybe.
Have some humor.
There's no like
I guess if it's a hole,
relationship.
you're like, fuck it. I'll fuck it.
I think it starts with the peanut butter. Because a lot of people like joke about the peanut butter, but I think it's happening a lot with people.
Something you'd like to tell us, Valence?
No.
He did started going in a little bit of detail like that. I was like, continue.
Could you imagine
Go
the
on.
smell too?
Goes from there.
The animal.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why the guy in Bethel Park got caught because the smell was so bad, and it's weird because where his house is,
The smell
I don't
is-
think his neighbors are
Are,
like
are
right
men
connected.
that desperate for penetration?
Yes,
They
Yes.
are.
Yes.
I'm not going to sit here and debate it. Yes,
Everybody was like, yep.
They're gonna fuck a dead deer when like sex
Some
dolls
are.
exist.
Speaking of
could you imagine before you get into your next story? Could you imagine you're at the bar, you're at like I don't know Scarpaci's in Mount Washington, and you're like working on this chick, and you're like, yeah, so I'm into like
Fucking dead animals.
what is that? The Gathering, Magic the Gathering, and role playing and all this stuff. And you spend all this money on this bitch, and then she gets up and she's like, "Well, my Uber's here about." And you go, "Well, I do have that deer at home."
Tinder is a thing too.
Tinder is. Aaron's on Grinder, right?
But you can't swipe and see animals.
Like sex dolls are a thing.
Sex dolls. We've talked about this. We're gonna buy one for the show. We're gonna have a sex doll for the show. We're gonna get a name. We're all gonna pick a name for it. They used to be like $5,000. They're like $800 on Amazon right now. And you know what's great about Amazon? You can do Afterpay, and that's 4 payments. So that's $200
Wow, this is
every 2
deja
weeks
vu. This
for
is like
fucking
last-
sex doll. Sorry,
This
mom.
is like a year and
Wait.
a half deja vu. The same conversation.
What kind of
we
sex
just had.
doll you said cost $5,000?
So when they first came out, they're the real doll. They're called the real dolls. They're very realistic, and the going rate for them was $5,000.
Okay.
So Howard Stern talked about it, and they bought one, and they all had sex with it on the show. But now, if you look, because they're not they're not in high demand anymore, you can get a brand new sex doll. I wouldn't want a used one from Amazon, but you can get a brand new sex doll on Amazon for like $800. And like I said, what's great about it is it's over $30, so it's free shipping.
I've done a woman
Wait,
before, so it's
why?
not gonna be the same thing. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
And like I've been with a girl before. It's not gonna be the same thing.
Oh, trust me.
My question is, why are they not in demand anymore? Like, what took over?
I don't know.
Booze.
Something had to take over.
I don't know.
Girls got a lot more or less picky.
No, I've dated women before. It's not gonna be the same thing.
It's nice. I would say this though. The option would be nice to be able to bend it over and be like, "You're taking it in the ass tonight," and get no reply back. If you bend it over and you're like, "Listen, I'm going for option 2 tonight. If you're okay with it, just don't say anything."
Talk.
Yeah, yours would. I can see that. I can see you take a sex doll home and you bend it over and you'd be like,
Dude,
"Hey, we're gonna get some. I'm gonna get some Crisco from the kitchen. I'll be right back." And I could hear this thing be like, "I gotta go," and you're like,
I bet you do. I bet you do both voices. Like he asks a question, he answers back.
It'd be funny. He would pull a Quagmire. I'd come over to his apartment and I'd open the door and he'd have like a dog collar with a leash and a diaper, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's game night. We're playing sex," and then he'd close the door.
My favorite, like one of my favorite, like Family Guy scenes where they introduce him to like internet porn,
Oh, yeah.
and they don't see a class
Oh.
for like 2
He
weeks.
comes out for his mail.
Oh.
He's like, "Yeah, I just came out to get the mail. Just
Mail.
gonna check it's fucking all veiny. It's huge." That's hands down one of the best. That's the best. He's like, "Internet porn. What's that?" "Oh, it's all over the place. It's great." "Man, we haven't seen it for 2
No,
weeks."
talk about right now.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, that-
Checking out that,
checking out that
internet porn you're telling
I'm
me.
just gonna get my mail, and it's fucking enormous. Way to go! Good reference, Layla. Good fucking reference. Oh, fantastic. Where else are we at the news?
Well, yeah. It's NFL starts.
That's what I was waiting for. Here we
it
go.
starts next week.
Pat
I
McAfee
know
left
Thursday.
WWE to go back to college football.
Yeah,
Wait.
He's at WWE now.
Yeah, he's a commentator.
No, see, I don't watch. I don't watch specifically because of that dude that wrestles. His
Oh,
I'm talking about.
Done with that bottle.
I'm talking about Cody.
So what's going on?
Cody's on.
Yes, what's going on in the NFL, Aaron?
Thursday night it starts officially. Chiefs and Ravens. Chiefs hosting the Ravens, but Sunday the Steelers at the Falcons.
All right, let's talk about this. Predictions. I'm going to guess that the Steelers are going to go How many games are there? 17? 3 and 14.
What?
I was right.
They're going to go 3.
10 and 6.
I'm going to give them 3, 13, and 1.
11 and 6 or 10 and 7.
Yeah, right. Please.
No.
No fucking way.
I don't.
I don't even watch sports, and I know that the Steelers suck ass.
I mean, the only hope is that Russell Wilson pulls out a miracle season, but unless that happens, it's going to be like another season like last year or a little bit worse.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. And then what? And your buddy, what is his name? Kenny Pickens? Did he get cut? Did he get cut?
Isn't he a kicker?
He went somewhere else.
He went to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Did he go to the Eagles? And he stinks.
He's a dick. I've met him.
He stinks with a capital suck. They said he's out there in like the first week of the.
Why they didn't know
he
what?
was, yeah, he was doing great in the first week. They were like, "Oh man, he's gonna be awesome." And then after like week 2, they were like, "This dude stinks." He's on like the training. What do they call it?
Practice
Practice squad.
But that was our quarterback last year.
So
Yeah.
he sucks and he's mad. So
They said,
it makes
but they
sense.
said he's garbage. They said he's nothing like he was in college. Because I don't get that. You shine when
You
you're in
think the
college.
fame got to his head?
Yeah. So you shine when you're in college, and then you go. Is the NFL that much harder that you go to the
I would
NFL?
think that it is.
Yeah.
I think the fame got to his head.
So you're telling me you shine in college? If you shine in college and you stink in the NFL, then college ball suck.
I mean, just look at the percentages. Like, how many people are in college ball and how many make it to the NFL? Like, percentage-wise, you're just fucking with a whole lot of less awesome people.
Heisman curse too.
All right, the Heisman curse.
He used to come into my old workplace and pull the, you know who I am? And I'm like,
Oh, was he?
like, so he pulled a, you know who I am, like, to my coworker, and like my coworker was like dealing with him, and he walks away, basically tells him like the whole spiel, and he walks away, and he's like, "Do you know who that was?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, that was Kenny Pickett." So first thing I do is pull out my phone and Google him. And I'm like, he looks like at least a dozen dudes that I've seen in the past half hour.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
like, I'm glad he talked to you and not me.
A scumbag.
Was he wearing
Like,
cargo shorts?
I'm gonna start doing that everywhere I go. Do you know who I am?
Because like, I'm glad he
I
talked
do it
to you.
now.
Because like, I'm glad he
Hey,
talked to you and not me. Because I would
soon
crush
as you
his
say I'm
fucking
pulling
ego.
up,
Yeah.
I was gonna say because after today, after actually the day, a very good day for you on September 23rd, we are going to be featured on a billboard on Route 51. Woo! Very excited. We're trying it for
I
30
thought
days.
my only shot was gonna be my missing
For
voice
30
billboard.
days. That's a good deal.
See, that's funny. That's even funnier than I was going to say. I thought it was going to be his, child predator
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Have you seen?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, stay away.
But yeah,
Or-
no, he likes to.
I
pull
was
the,
destined
do
to
you
be
know
an
who do you know who I am?
Don't they all though?
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking.
I had a manager for the Yankees yelling at me once. I'm like, I don't see Gina with you, so I don't know who the fuck you're talking to.
All right, so that's what's going on in the news. It's September 3rd, and it's back to school.
Yeah.
Today was day 1 for a lot of fucking kids. Fuck them.
Charlie Pack.
What is that? The trolley was packed? I know today was day 1 for my little one. She is first day of freshman year. Oh, I'm so old. I'm like Homelander on The Boys. I'm pulling gray pubes out of my penis. That's how old I am. He's like, I don't get that reference, but I have gray pubes.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
but back to school, which means driving sucks. I can't stand. I've talked about this before. I cannot stand this thing. I don't know when it started. I don't know who started it.
Cut you off.
Not even the cutoffs. I'm driving. Oh, there's a red light, but there's a car stop. So I'm going to start 14 car lengths behind him because I don't want to be close to you. It's almost as if
That would drive
COVID
you
is still a
crazy,
thing.
But that's
It drives
too
me
much.
nuts. In the morning when I'm coming through Liberty Tunnels, right at the end, I always seem to get stuck behind the last car
Oh,
that gets
yeah.
stopped at the red light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And there's a fucking line that says stop here on red.
And there's stuff
And they stay to the right, but they want to go straight. When all I want to do is I want to veer right
right.
and go down the McCardle roadway. But no, they got to stop. So I start playing on the horn. I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm like, no. So I always think of something. I try not to scream at them. Sometimes I do to be funny, but I try not to scream because when I used to go on the road with New Jack, I would get mad when people would be driving. He'd be like, why are you screaming at them?
They
I'm
can't
like, because they cut me off. And he's like, they can't hear you, dude.
read.
And I'm like, yeah, I know that. He's like, check it out. Next red light we go to. Just watch what happens. So we pull up to this red light for no reason at all. Pulls up next to this car. And of course, it's two white guys in the car, so they're scared shitless because it's New Jack. And he just starts motherfucking up. But he's got nothing coming out. He's going. They shit themselves and fucking drove through the red light.
That's
From that moment on, whenever I get mad at somebody, that's what I do. I may occasionally burst out,
Say
you know,
something.
but I will do that. I will do the silent motherfucking and the fucking faces that they get. It's hilarious. I love it.
I did have one girl that wouldn't let me get over earlier to like get into the right lane, and she's like rolling past me. I dead ass look at her, and she's like,
I love that. You're
I
like,
do that a lot, though. I do those.
"The fuck are
and
you
what-
doing?"
my favorite is whenever you're like, hey, sorry about that. Can I get over? And they're like, no.
No,
And I'm like,
fuck them people. I hate other drivers.
I can't stand it.
I hate when you're trying to get over, like, and then the person next to you, they speed up.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Or somebody that cuts you off and they go slower than you. I'm like, bitch, if you
can't
cut
say-
me off, you better be fucking going
If
fast.
you signal, they're gonna like try and block your move.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Crazy.
But one thing I want to talk about is not so much the driving, it's the public versus the private schools. Now, Nene, you were a spoiled little rich kid from, you claim that it's Pittsburgh, but it's not Pittsburgh. You went to a private school.
I did.
All right. What, you don't want to say the name?
No, I don't. No.
That's cool. So you went to a private school. You had the uniform and everything.
Yes.
I want to talk about the differences between private and public schools. Now, this was, you know,
Yeah.
you graduated like 10
Yeah.
years ago.
I did.
So, what?
11 years ago, to be exact.
So, what are some of the things that you know? The difference between private and public schools?
There's a lot more people. Public school don't learn about Jesus.
Oh, so this was a private Catholic school,
Yes, I went to Catholic school.
and you have to pay to go.
Yes, lots of money to do that.
And what's the purpose of paying when you got a free school right down the street?
Well, some people were not in a very good school district.
Okay.
Okay, so you have an option. Your parents can pay a bunch of money for you to go to the Lord school.
The Lord.
Or you could go to the public school and take your chances.
As in learning or getting shot.
Either.
Either.
Okay. Now, we went to school back when school shootings isn't as popular. I hate to word it like that, but yes, like it wasn't like I graduated, what, 3 years before Columbine? Was Columbine 99?
I feel like it was.
I think Columbine was 9. I could be wrong. And don't be like, you're wrong, Porgo.
Say it was in the 2000s because I was out of school when
Aaron
it
Romeo,
happened.
you don't have your phone on you?
What year did you
was.
graduate?
Yeah, I graduated in 99.
So we don't know when Columbine was.
Are you that old?
99.
Jesus
99.
Christ.
It was, I know when it is.
Okay, so it was 99. So I was right.
420.
Okay, so
I was wrong.
it was 99.
was a year before.
So it was 3 years after I graduated.
Stop 1 second. I just got a text from my mother.
What she
You know
said.
what it goes?
Aki,
Can't believe he called you a spoiled little rich.
take that, Aki. That's a good one. I was in so much trouble. Oh, I'm not invited to the next cookout.
Go get your ass whipped like you were in Canada.
You don't even know. Aki, she's a mother. She'll get a couple boxes of wine in her. The next thing you know, I'm gonna pay for that last
I'm
time.
going to shut up now, dude.
She just commented on it. But I guess I just didn't see the different. Like, I mean, a lot of lesbianism in your school.
That's not true.
It's an all-girls school.
But that
right?
doesn't mean we're all lesbians.
No, it doesn't mean they're all lesbians. I'm just saying there was a lot of lesbians.
There's a lot of lesbians in a public school, too.
Yeah, but it's hotter in your school.
Okay.
Because it's forbidden.
Yeah.
Yes. It is. It's forbidden in your school. In our school, it's praised. They were like, hey, you got the rainbow flag? Come on.
Well, the stuff people tell me about public schools freak me out because I graduated with like 19 people, 19 girls.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
The stuff you
is
heard
this
now
true?
about public school? Like, or-
No, just in general.
So I know like drug use has always become popular in high schools, but I heard that. Please tell me if I'm wrong. In like Bishop Canterman, Oakland Catholic,
Oh,
they
yeah.
would just pull the coke out on the lunch.
Oh,
table.
I don't know. I
They
didn't
just-
go to Oakland.
no, but
Oakland was bad.
I rode I rode the
toes.
I rode the 54C from I'm South Hills
Mhm.
from Knoxville to my school, and the Oakland Catholic girls would get on. Sitting there with their little slutty little thingies. They would sit there with their skirts and stuff, and they would tell stories about it, and I would ask them about it. And they said that, oh yeah, sometimes we just pull it out on the table and just do it at lunch.
Well, I mean, I will say that the private schools, the Catholic schools, all of that, the behavior was a lot worse than just regular old city schools. And it was just kind of
Worse as in,
Done
but
rough.
worse, but you guys didn't like.
you guys didn't get in fights.
Yeah, there were no
It was just like
fights. You didn't like
more
mop off to the
covert.
teachers.
well, not at all. We just right.
The private behavior, the behavior
Yeah,
behind
the
closed
covert
doors.
behind the scenes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my school was very, very small. Very, very small. But all of like the Catholic schools and stuff growing up, they were all either boys or girls. There was only one, I think, co-ed. Right? I think. No, North Catholic. But they're the hardest schools to go to because you have to be mean. I was like sweet.
Yeah, you got money.
Not true. I was always polite.
Was there punishment? Make you kneel down on rosary beads
So what do
and
you
shit?
mean?
They hit you with
Mean Girls
rulers?
mean? Like, what
Yeah,
do
no,
you
no,
mean?
it's Mean Girls. I mean, you were 14, 15 years old going in with a bunch of girls from all different areas. Now, granted, I went to school with like, I grew up in Morningside, not in the city of Pittsburgh, like this. Now, we were met, like, it was the girls from Lawrenceville, Bloomfield, Highland Park, Morningside, like all of these areas, like all in one room.
Mm.
It's not good.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Like it's not, so you have to be mean.
That sounds familiar. Sounds like a place that we know very well, but we're not allowed to say it
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, but that's what it was like, kind of. We just were sweeter than public school.
I get it.
And
Sweeter as a front.
yeah,
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
front.
It was a front.
It was a front.
That's
But you know what?
That's part of the
Private
education.
school people have the best parties.
Yeah, because you have the best blow.
Part of the education.
Yeah, y'all got some money to afford it.
Now,
I didn't.
you went to a not so
Uh-oh.
Pittsburgh public school.
I'm
John
watching
Wayne?
him.
You went to a not Pittsburgh. Okay, so
I
Pittsburgh
went
public.
to school in the fucking boonies.
You did. Where did you go?
I went to school in Virginia, high school in Virginia.
So you don't even count.
No,
No.
People drove their fucking tractors.
I was just kidding. You always count.
not for this
Yeah, but-
conversation.
You went to where?
You would.
Brentwood.
Yep.
So that kind of counts.
No, because that's kind of
Yeah,
fancy.
people drove their tractors to school at my school.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I was
Mercer.
straight Pittsburgh public schools. I was in the city. I was inner
In
city.
the city.
Pittsburgh public was south side. You know, you were like, people got pregnant in your school,
Mhm.
like in the cornfields
Mhm.
and shit like that.
Yep.
Tell us a little
Nothing
bit about
good
your
happens
school.
in
That's
cornfield.
Tell us what the difference between your school, because your school was public though, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a private school up in the boonies. It was a public school in Mercer. You said so. It was like had to be like
It's
Footloose.
probably like 3 girls who
I feel
had
like-
babies before.
I was
they
gonna say, I feel like
graduated.
it was like Footloose, where you walk in and dudes are wearing like cowboy hats and shit kickers,
Yeah.
and like they're all tired because they've been up since 3 a.m.
Yeah.
milking the cows.
How many people were in your school or graduating class?
I don't fucking know.
Like 50?
I can count like probably on one hand
50?
people that are black.
Okay.
So
So
wait,
could I.
so
So my school
was
I
it-
was like one of 12, I think.
so you're saying you had 50 graduates?
And they all
my
assumed we were
class.
related too.
How many graduates did you have,
118 about.
I honestly don't remember.
Nene?
Like 19.
117.
Oh my god!
I'm
Dude, like,
serious.
I'll never forget. I had 255 graduated in my class.
140.
But you know what? For your school, that's for me, that seems very low.
Low, yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem. It
Because
was a massive school. I went to Shenley High School. What's up, Spartans? Go class of
You were
'96.
Spartans too.
You
oh,
are
you were
you?
so old.
Yeah, well, you were
Spartans.
Brentwood Spartans.
Yep.
I am so old.
Spartans.
I'm so old that that building is now in a. It's a.
Aaron, what year did
like-
you graduate?
Oh, I thought you were talking to. You're talking to that Aaron. I thought for
2000.
some reason you were talking to an Aaron that we don't like on the show that went to Shenley, and she's a piece of shit.
First of all, I like that, Aaron. Okay,
We don't like that Aaron.
I do.
No.
You don't.
There's an Aaron.
Watch your mouth.
There's a female Aaron that she's really good friends with that went to high school with me, and she was a twat. Sorry. I was going to say good luck having something, but I'm not. Fuck. Sorry. Hi, Aki.
You're terrible.
Aki's like, stop talking about Aaron like that. Anyways, so Pittsburgh Public Schools was a lot different, because you guys never really stabbed teachers. Oh my God.
Pittsburgh Public, or are you talking about Catholic? Because you're looking at me.
Catholic.
You said Pittsburgh Public.
No, I said Pittsburgh Public Schools.
We had a lot of stuff going on at schools. Nothing crazy. I mean, there were 7 people in my class.
What is the craziest thing that you think ever happened while you were there? That you can tell us?
Oh, that was so long ago. I was telling him the other day about the death bell because my school was in the
Oh
basement.
God, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
This was the reason this is creepy. This is the reason I said we're going to talk about this on the show.
I went to Mount Vernia, and that was in Millville, and it was up on the hill, and the school was in the basement, but on top it was a oh God, I don't even know what the word is. A big nun house.
Monastery? Is it not a monastery?
I don't know.
A big
Nunnery?
nun house.
Okay.
Is it
I
a
don't know.
nunnery?
And
What do you call that?
I'm definitely going to hell for not
Could
even.
you imagine what it smelled like? Oh, all that old vagina,
And
old,
mothballs.
old unused vagina.
Musky books.
Yeah, musty books and mothballs.
So there was this basement.
Okay, so my school was
So let's talk about. So go ahead.
and when a nun would move on to their next mission, the bell would ring, and it would be like,
Oh, freaky.
and
Just in the class.
everybody you stopped, and you're like, because that was one of the nuns died.
Okay. Wow.
That's how it was, and
What
it
do you
was.
call that moving on to the next mission? Is that what they call
I
it?
feel
No,
like
that's
it went
right.
dark
Oh.
really quick.
I know,
It's it.
but it's great.
And I mean, because there was hundreds of nuns that lived above us. Hundreds. It's this huge campus. It's a gorgeous
I
campus.
need hundreds of you, only 19 students.
It doesn't. We
But
were
it
just
was a
like we only had, I
Catholic.
think, maybe
They're
one,
like, why do they have hundreds of nuns when there's only 19 students?
but they weren't our teachers.
Okay.
No.
they were messengers of God.
There was a lot of drama that went on, and I mean, you got a bunch of girls, a bunch of hormonal teenage girls fighting over the Central Boys.
I don't know.
You know,
They
there
were all ugly.
huh?
Oh,
Actually, they're all
Central.
like-
Ugh.
The Central Boys.
But you
Go ahead, here it
were like
comes.
Harry Potter.
Dan Marino with the Central.
Looking ones, but
Nuns?
I like the dorks.
No,
No, Central
Oh,
Boys.
okay. I'm sorry. I lost track of that.
But Mount Alvernia and Oakland Catholic, we were enemies. Enemies. So it was always an issue. Go to the football games, the Mount girls, the Oakland girls are the poors. The Mount girls were the poor girls because it's cheaper there.
They're whores too.
Was there
First of all, Aaron, watch your mouth, okay?
was there like a rival school for you since you were like in the middle of like nowhere?
Or they're just cows.
I mean, those two.
Like
but-
we were West.
I had a cow.
Westinghouse was our big.
Okay.
That's where my dad went.
We had a
and
couple.
Alderness.
Yeah.
Like Reynolds, like Sharon.
Your dad went to Westinghouse?
Yeah, and Alderness.
He was the white guy that went to Westinghouse? When I was in high school, there was one white guy that
Where
went to
is
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse
Everybody knew him.
at?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. See, I would have went to Peabody if I went to public school. I went to Peabody. I went to Arsenal for 3 days.
oh.
Yeah,
I
we had a few different
Or you got
rivals.
taken out with
schools.
the
I got pulled out and sent to a Catholic school.
That doesn't matter because they're closing all the public schools anyways. In Pittsburgh, they're closing everything. She's like, I don't really care. She's still mad because Rhea
Like, my
Ripley's got a
uterus has
penis.
not been
No,
used
she
yet.
doesn't.
Just because you call her a she doesn't mean she.
Beautiful androgynous goddess.
Whatever. Rhea Ripley sucks. But I think the craziest thing that ever happened in my school that I've ever seen, a lot of crazy shit happened.
Okay.
Like, gang stuff and all that. But I remember the craziest thing was there was a dude that he did not want to do his classwork and he was so mad and he just didn't want to be there. And he just started throwing. That may not be the craziest. There was another thing that happened when I was a freshman, but this dude started throwing everything out the window, desks and books and everything. Because the teacher had stepped out for him. He was just fucking miserable. He hated it. So he was like, fuck it. And, huh? No, it was not me. It's not me. But he started throwing everything out. And when the teacher came back and tried to, oh, there you go. A little death on board.
So it never happened at my school, but a lot of people at my school knew her. There was one girl at a school a couple towns away who was fucking all the teachers.
Nice. Well,
So sad we didn't have any of that from her.
there was I remember this when I was a freshman.
Me too.
There was a kid that you were a freshman. You remember?
No, you don't have any.
I was relating to
Fucking the
Not
teachers?
that kind of drama.
They
at my
go.
school.
teachers.
But when I was a freshman, there was a kid that got expelled because he got into it with a teacher that he didn't like. Do you know people that got expelled? Awesome. Can I finish the story? You fucking dickhole. Thank you.
Is this it? Did I get it?
But
Did I kill it?
this kid got expelled because he got into it with a teacher. They were arguing. And he was like, I don't like you. I hate you. And the guy was like, back then you could say things to the students like, why don't you go kill yourself and all this stuff. But this kid was like, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to kill you. So he brought a bomb to school made out of his own urine. And he planted it in under the teacher's car. And they found it. And they arrested the kid. He went. It's a smart kid.
That's the
he
craziest
knew.
thing that happened at your school.
No. That was one of the crazy.
Oh, okay.
But I was in ninth grade, and I went, holy shit, did that really just happen? Because I thought it was a rumor. Because you know how rumors get spread.
Right.
But this kid brought in gallons of his own piss that he had been saving, and he knew how to make a bomb out of urine, which is possible. You can make a bomb out of urine. And he did it.
That's something Aaron's going to do when he goes home.
He put it on-
Probably me too. Just get some carrots.
But he put it under this teacher's car. He put it under this teacher's car, and they found it. He got arrested. He got expelled. So it never detonated.
Missed out on teenage.
Wasn't fucking teachers every boy's dream.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I don't get. And these sacks of shit that fucking turn them in, they get these hotties. They're 17 years old. They're like, this bitch is fucking hot. She's like, yeah, I'll give you some extra lessons. And then they hook up, and he's like, oh yeah, I got caught. So instead of saying yeah, dude, I'm fucking that. He's like, she raped me.
Right.
Fuck you, dude. You nailed a fucking smoking hot 30-some-year-old.
Should have kept your mouth shut.
I know, what the fuck? Now, if it's a dude teacher banging a bunch of chicks, that's a little different. Hi, how's it going?
Right.
But if it's a dude teacher that's banging a bunch of chicks, and
That happened on Pretty Little Liars, where it was a
But
male
I
teacher.
I understand
I love that
what
show.
you're saying, but that double
I
standard
watched
is
a few
toxic.
well, I know that you were about to say something, but I know that happened at Shenley. There was a teacher. He's dead now. He's a piece of shit. I don't want to mention his name. I should, because you're a piece of shit. You always were. But he would bang chicks in we'll just say his health class. And you know what teachers teach health class. So sex ed. But he was banging, I know 3 girls that he was banging. And he bragged about it. And they bragged about it. And nobody cared.
Was he hot?
No, not at all. He was a piece of shit.
Because I don't know, when I was in high school, a 25-year-old man would be considered old. And
This guy was in his 40s.
Oh, it's gross.
I did have a teacher that looked like Adam Levine.
No, I dated a guy who looked like Adam.
I'll just say, because I don't give a shit. Because I know everybody
Those are
watching
my
the show right
favorite
now with high school with me, they were like, we know who you're talking about. We used to just call him Coach. Oh, man. I'm going to catch a lot of shit for that one now. They're going to be like, you were talking about Coach Blank. Yes, I was. Piece of shit.
Well, I mean, you've been out of high school for 70 years. He's probably already in the nursing home and not watching.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
He just died last year.
Oh, well, then you killed him with your mind. Then.
I was so happy. Everybody was like, "Oh,
Columbine."
poor
Like,
Coach
how old
Blank."
are you?
They were like, poor Coach Blank. He took us to championships. No, he didn't. He was garbage. His assistant coach took us. He was a piece of shit. And when he died, I fucking cracked one open. I didn't care. It was 6:30 in the morning. I was like, hope you like it down there now, Coach. Piece of shit.
Aaron, you got any crazy stories from high school?
It's when I first liked feet. I knew when I was in high school. I knew that.
Oh my God, Lance, thank you for coming tonight. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes,
When I first
like
liked
and I
feet.
saw, I was like, oh wow, I like.
Please, guys, if you're watching this at home right now, use the option to rewind that and listen to that again.
You know who you are, people I went to females I went to high
Jesus.
school with, or
When I who starts a conversation
They
like
already
that?
have you blocked.
no,
You've been blocked.
But who
long.
does that when I
No, they
first
don't.
liked feet?
Aaron?
hell no, they don't.
I'm sad that I didn't get to experience
Legs.
the co-ed high school.
Co-ed high school is awesome. So
But then I would think it's more pressure. Like going to school, we didn't have to worry. Like we wore we threw our uniforms on. We were dirty. We were gross. We didn't have to try to look pretty or anything like that.
you know what makes me laugh about it now? When I was in school, and they say this is still a dress code, but it's not. See the shorts that Aaron's wearing right now?
Mhm.
If you wore shorts that were above the knee, you got sent home. It happened all the time. Kids would purposely come with shorts above the knee. They'd be like, I want to go home.
Do that?
So they would do that. Girls now are coming in thongs.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, she's got soccer practice today.
Well, that's
got sent home.
their parents are stupid. That's why.
I
You
can't
let your
believe-
kid dress like that. You slap your kid across.
I did something last year I never thought I would do. I
You wore
dropped
a
my kid.
thong?
No, yes, I did. It was amazing. I didn't have to bidet or anything. It just cleaned it right up. Can I finish? Thank you. Adorable. I dropped my kid off at school, and there's a line of cars. I can't believe I did this, and I'm admitting this. I actually might have admitted this on the show last year, but I dropped her off at school, and the car in front of us was dropping her kid off, and she got out. And she had her backpack to put her softball bat in it, and when she got out of the car, she was wearing the stockings up to here, and she was literally wearing panties. I'm not talking about booty shorts that were just hiked up. She was wearing underwear. And it wasn't the black spandex one that everyone wears. These were panties. These were like boy short panties that were cut like a V. And she got out. I called the school. I said, I gave them time. I gave them the location where it dropped off. I said, I'm not one of those parents that does this. I said, but what I just saw made me sick. The fact that a girl got out and her parents let her do that.
Yeah,
They were like, yeah. They said, unfortunately, that's a problem that's been happening. We're trying to lay it down, but it just keeps happening. They said no matter how many times we warn them, they still come dressed like that.
Suspend them.
And they admitted it, but it's every one of them.
Suspend every
That's
single
because
fucking
parents
one
don't
of
have
them.
to care.
It's terrible. And I'm not going to mention the name of the school in South Hills. So then they'll be like,
Schools go on, suspend them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was awful. What?
And back to the fight, I've seen crazy stuff people have in high school, but I remember a bully that kept bothering this kid. A lot of people would know this if they went to school with me. It was in the extended building, and people at Brentwood know that term, the old building or the new building. Back then.
Does that mean short bus?
No, it was like an extended build because they added more students and stuff to the bed over the years, whatever. But there was
It's
a
a very
bully.
90s thing.
Yeah, bully ended up, the kid had enough. Bully had his head smashed off the water fountain, the blood was everywhere. It's like he ended up expelled or something over it, but
That's serious.
it's people remember that and other stuff too. There's been other crazy things going on.
Brentwood was hopping.
Oh yeah,
in the
one-
night.
Are we able to move on to the next
Everybody-
topic? I feel like we've been on this topic.
That was a good topic. Yeah, we better because we only got 7 minutes left.
Oh man.
All right, what was our topic? Valence. And that's so school sucks, basically. Welcome back, kids.
I think another one was how many divorces is too many?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Was the one topic. Because you said you had a funny story about that.
Yeah, I don't think this girl, women, started last November, one before that, and she was on her way out of her third marriage, and I was like, all right, one divorce is, normal. Second divorce, that's Okay, too. Third divorce might be.
I think at that point,
might be your fault.
yeah, but I think at that point, when you get to a third marriage, and
I'd
you're
never
like,
get married again.
yeah, if you get to a third marriage and you go, you know what, this one's starting to go south.
You kill him.
Divorce, yes,
You kill
divorce, and you're laughing, but I'm serious.
Okay.
Divorce is out of the question. That's when you're like, all right,
I'm a widow.
Yeah.
little embalming fluid in his breakfast.
Yeah.
Get,
All right.
grind up a little glass. Just here's a little glass
There's
for your
so many
for your
ways.
pancakes. Put it in there.
Yeah,
every day.
after the third divorce is where I started.
Yeah, when you're on,
so
when
I-
you're lined up for the third divorce, it's time to go. Now I gotta tread lightly what I say here.
I'll say.
But yeah, that's when you start thinking, well, it's time for another homicide.
Yeah. Well, I told her this. I was like, well,
How old was the girl, and what was her marriage span? That's also a big thing too.
she was about my age. I'm 43. I don't recall exactly what the spans were, but this one, the most current one, it had only been a couple of years, but she was still living with him while she was dating me.
Oh,
Which is
hell.
when I found out way too late.
Oh, wouldn't that be great if you go over
It's like-
and you're like, tonight's the night. We're gonna do it. Oh, hey, this is Chuck. Oh, what's up, dude? Hey, I'm just getting a beer. Hey, you knock yourself out,
But
pal.
she admitted
She
that.
really likes whenever you do this thing with your tongue. It's
But she admitted that she had realized that probably is her fault since it's the third time. So yeah, I realized that. I'm in therapy.
I mean,
that is what we call flags.
Yeah. I realized that later. It's like, so. But that's my story.
Aaron
I
Romeo.
keep my mouth shut on this topic.
Aaron Romeo, how many divorces is too many divorces?
Oh, one.
Wow.
Whoa.
He's all like,
High maintenance.
I know.
Whoa.
He's all like, well, I believe in the word of the Bible, the word of
Mr. High
God.
fucking maintenance.
It's fucking terrible. But the one, you can't, dude, it's 2024 going into 25.
So what's your rule on kids then?
I want kids. I
Well,
want
like,
children.
if they have.
How many baby daddies is too many baby daddies?
Ooh, that's a better question. I like that one.
Yeah.
Two.
Two is too many?
Too
Too
many.
many.
Yeah.
Is two enough? Are you allowed to have two?
Sure.
What if one was a rape?
Oh man, that's a tough subject for people.
Well, I threw it out there because fucking we're live.
Don't blame it on the child.
Don't blame
take it
getting
on
raped on the child?
No, that she
Well, it's
did.
not the victim's problem.
Babies
It's
for
not the
God.
victim's fault either.
Exactly. So don't keep baby.
Here's another important question.
Caution if you don't want to give it birth.
I got another important question for Aaron Romeo. How many no's is too many until it becomes a yes? No.
He goes by the Sean Connery method.
Yep. 48 no's is one yes. What's the matter?
It was
No.
se-
Well, she got his dead serious look.
It was, and then a yes. It's still a yes.
All I gotta do is say no one time, and I fucking mean it.
What if it's no?
Oh,
It's
not
like that.
dead ass.
Your no's are like no.
Yep.
I think here's if someone said no to each one of you, I think Valance, if they said no to you, would be like, no. To Nene, it would be you would never get a no. I don't think you ever get no's.
I wouldn't.
Yours
I'm a
would be
delight.
like no, and the female saying no to you would be like, no, please God, no, no.
Remove your hands from my neck.
I rarely ever get told no.
You're the one that says no.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
They're like, can I? Oh, you know what?
Absolutely.
Speaking of no's and like picking up people and all this stuff and everything, I think I gave Molly, my kid, great advice the other day. I told her, you're going into school, you're gonna start meeting some boys. I said, do yourself a favor. She said, what? I said, if you meet a boy and you like him, and he asks for your phone number, I'm gonna give him 9 digits.
Give him my number.
Okay. I said, give him 9 digits.
Scare him the fuck away.
She said, what does that mean? I said, because if he's really into you, he'll search for that cat.
Yeah.
He'll just
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, give him my number. I'll scare him
She
the
liked
fuck
that.
away.
She seemed to like it. So, yeah.
What about asking the father's permission? Where
Yeah,
you
maybe in
think-
1952. What if you don't know that
Have you
yet?
ever done that, Aaron?
I've done that.
Actually, that's a good. If I I can't recall.
Then why'd you bring it up? Why'd you bring it up?
Time ago, like a while ago. It's been a while, but
You just creep me out.
well, it's not.
Could you imagine that?
Nothing to be creepy.
Aaron goes up and asks the father's permission, and he's like, "No, no."
Actually, I've gotten yeses. And
In Aaron's case, he's like, "That's the only time."
I believe it, Aaron.
I can imagine that. He'd be like, "Oh, that's about the only time I've ever had Rufy the father."
it was out for days. Never wake up measures.
17 goes.
13 no's and 1 yes.
I don't know what happened.
Yes.
I had a couple of drinks with him, and that's.
You just knocked out. I don't know what happened.
You're fucking adorable. You're so adorable. Guys, I cannot believe this. Dude, we didn't even get a chance to get to your topics because everybody was talking about lesbian schools.
That's one more exciting anyway. So
I love it.
I'll get it in next week.
I very much
Oh,
like
you're
it.
coming
So
back.
he is.
I'll come back or in the video.
Even if, yeah, that's what I love. That's what I love. Him and Billy Botto, when they can't make it, they send us a video. It's fucking awesome. But guys, that is it. It is our back to school edition of Bar-jutsu Live. And I want to thank everybody. You guys were hilarious tonight. Good topics. But I want to thank our sponsors. More importantly, like I said, KMC Firearms. Check them out on Facebook. Their website is coming soon. Meineke Car Care. Give Meineke a call. You're finding some shit wrong. Your tires are grinding and smelling like shit. You got the dead body in the trunk.
Good dear.
Deer.
Take it out.
Everybody, what did you assume I meant a human? Give Meineke Mike a call out there in Pleasant Hills or Castle Shannon. They'll hook you up. And obviously, Iron City Beer, guys. Oh, you know what? We should give a shout out to Landing Music.
Yeah.
Landing Music in Silver Sligo. They give us a great sponsorship during our side podcast. Fuck This Fucking Game, which we're in the middle of a miserable fucking piece of shit PlayStation 2 game that I fucking hate, but I play it. SpongeBob
And you don't
SquarePants.
follow directions at
I
all.
don't. Because fuck that game. It's fucking terrible. And finally, hopefully, we kill this fucking flyer.
Get my baby out the nets.
But that's it, guys. Like I said, we got our photo done, so look for our billboard on Route 51. And from all of us here at Iron City Beer and Bar-jutsu, please drink responsibly. Hey, we'll see you next time.